Sure, SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. In the figure, parallel lines A and B are intersected by lines C, D, and E. If x equals to 54 and b equals to 127 and w is greater than x, which statement about y and z must be true? Okay, here the two lines A and B are parallel, and these two parallel lines are intersected by the three lines C, D, and E. Okay, we can consider the three lines C, D, and E are transversals, and we have the value of x, that is 54. Here the measure of this angle is 54 degrees, and v equals to 127. So the measure of this angle is 127. Okay, now let's consider the angle over here. So this one and this one are vertically opposite angles, and they must be equal to each other. Since the measure of this angle is 54, then the measure of this one is also 54. And we know that this angle over here and the angle over here together form a linear pair, and if two angles together form a linear pair, they must add up to 180 degrees. Okay, now to get the measure of this angle, we have to subtract 127 from 180. Then we get 53. Okay, here we know that the measure of this angle is y degrees. And what is the measure of this angle? This one also must be y, because this one and this one are vertically opposite angles. So this one is y. Okay, now let's consider the triangle we have over here. In this triangle, so these three are the interior angles, and they will add up to 180 degrees. That is y positive, 53 positive, 54 equals to 180. Okay, y positive, when I combine this one and this one, I am getting 107 equals to 180. Let me subtract 107 from both sides of this equation. Then this positive value, negative value will cancel out. I am getting y equals to, when I combine these two values, I am getting 73. Okay, here I got the value of y, that is 73. Okay, now let's consider the transversal E. Already we know that A and B are parallel and E is transversal. That is, this line segment is a transversal. Okay, then the angle over here and angle over here are called alternate interior angles, and they must be equal to each other. We know that the measure of this one is 53, then the measure of this one is also 53. Okay, here we know that the measure of this angle is z degrees. Then what is the measure of this one? This one also is z, because these two angles are vertically opposite angles. Now let's consider the triangle we have over here. In this triangle, so these three are the interior angles, and they will add up to 180 degrees. That is z positive, w positive 53 equals to 180. Okay, now let's subtract 53 and z from both sides of this equation. Okay, let me subtract 53 from both sides, and also subtract z from both sides. Okay, here this positive value, negative value will cancel out. The same here, we get w on the left side. On the right side, when I combine this 180 and 53, I am getting 127. Then we can write negative z. Okay, now let's consider the information we have over here. That is w greater than x. And we know that w equals to 127 negative z. Let's plug in this one for w over here. Then we get 127 negative z greater than, and we have the value for x in the question, that is 54. Let's plug in 54 for x over here. Now we can subtract 127 from both sides of this inequality. Then this positive and negative value will cancel out. Negative z greater than, when we combine this one and this one, we get negative 73. Okay, here to make this negative z as positive, we have to multiply both sides of this inequality by negative 1. Whenever I multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by the same negative value, we have to flip the inequality sign. That is, we have to make this inequality sign as less than. Okay, when I multiply this negative z by negative 1, it will become z, and we have to flip this inequality sign. And when I multiply this negative 73 by negative 1, it will become positive 73. And already we have a result, that is y equals to 73. Since y equals to 73, we can plug in this y for the 73 over here. Then we get z less than y. Okay, here I got a result z less than y, and I find this result z less than y in answer choice B. So z less than y must be true about y and z. The correct answer choice for this question is B.